There's two Adam Kings on the line right now. It's the funniest. This is the funniest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Adam 2, what's your 20?
The goddamn cheating umpires break the game. Blatantly. Wilson clearly got the game heading strike three, and the goddamn cheater got rid of the ball. Blatantly rigged. Watching his hammer. Where's the goddamn foul ball? Are you kidding me?
Hello everybody, welcome to Ringing In with me, Adam King. We'll get right down to it. Today we will not have Felix with us. We're doing pre-recorded, just for the fun of it. Going to try to do this and have some fun with things. So, we're going to get into all the rumblings around the Yankees, what I expect, and all of this fun stuff, okay? What I expect going forward, I should say. So, what are we going to start with? Hector Neris, of course. Now, I'm going to compare Hector Neris to Wandy Peralta and Josh Hader here. We're going to give all three their stats and get down to this. With Hector Neris, the first thing that jumped out to me when I was looking into him, his age. He's 34, turns 35 in June. So in essence, he's going into his age 35 season. That's a little concerning. You can't give a 3-year deal to a 35-year-old, and he will not accept less than 3 years. I think that's why we haven't seen any progress on this front, okay? So, I'm not sold on this one. Another thing that jumped out to me, and I'm the type, when I see an outlier season, okay? A season that doesn't fit with the rest of them in a player's career, I start to get suspicious. I shared an example the other day of Salvador Perez, okay? Now I'm going to use this one before I go into Hector Neris. Salvador Perez is a catcher with the Royals. Arguably one of the greatest catchers ever, top 10 ever. But you look at his stats and it jumps out at you, his 2021 season. And that wasn't even the Juice Ball year. Juice Ball year was 2019, and he didn't even play according to ESPN. I'm not sure why. Let me look into that. See. It's just not showing me anything. I'm going to type injury. Oh, he missed it with Tommy John surgery. That's right. But 2 years later, 2021, out of nowhere has a 48 home run, 121 RBI season. In no other season, and he's been in the league since 2011, has he hit more than 28 home runs. Yeah, actually more than 27 home runs. That is the type of season that sets alarm bells off, guys.
This is beyond
273 batting average. He did approach that several times. Even had batted over 300 his first 2 years, even though he didn't play over 100 games. But he did play 150 games, batting 260. So, now in 2014 and 2015, 142 games, batting 260. So we know the batting average. Okay, he could probably do that. But 40 home runs, 121 RBIs, he's never even approached that any other year. That might show PEDs. That might show something illegal going on.
Are you
that kind of
kidding me?
outlier season. We have the same thing with Hector Neris. That was his past season, a 1.71 ERA, his lowest other than that, 2.58 way back in 2016 when he was the closer for the Phillies. He or setup man for the Phillies, okay? He also was the closer for the Phillies. He just have some closing experience. But a 1.71 ERA when he never even approached it, never even approached 2 before, that's getting fishy. That is getting fishy. Something is going on there. The 2 years prior, 3.72, 3.63. He also had a 2.93 in 2019 with the Phillies. There's something going on with Hector Neris.
100% Rick.
I'm not sure what's exactly, But that type of a season out of nowhere is suspicious. How about his strikeouts? Well, he had 77 in 68 innings pitched. He had pitched 80 in a season before and had 102 strikeouts. So those are a little bit low. So, and that was a 2.58 season. So what on earth is going on with that? 1.05 whip. He had never had below 1.11 before going to the Astros. Then all of a sudden he has 1.01, 1.05. So that's a little bit odd as well. I'm just going to say that ERA is fishy as it gets. You can't just luck into that at age 34. That's bugging me. Now we go back to Josh Hader. He had a 1.28 ERA. Far better. He had 1.23 in 2021. He's done it before. 2.08, 2.43, 2.62, 2017 through 19 with the Brewers. And then it kind of came apart in 2022 when he was dealt to the Padres, and the Padres fixed him. In 2022, kind of came apart with the Brewers, got even worse with the Padres, I should say. So with Josh Hader, it's not an outlier season. He had actually done it before, and a little better. But with Hector Neris, it is, and it's fishy. That was one Peralta. Those 3 years, Yankees 2.95, 2.72, 2.83. 3 straight years of the same ERA, becoming a good pitcher. Wandy Peralta, by the way, is 32. He will be 33 in July, end of July. So this is age 32 season. Josh Hader is still 29. He turns 30 in April, so it'll be his age 30 season. I think it's a no-brainer. Yankees need to go out and get Josh Hader. That's my thinking, okay? It's a little bit odd what we're seeing in these numbers, especially with Hector Neris. It doesn't make sense. The latest I've heard on these, and I checked this morning, yes, the Yankees are a leader in Hector Neris, but they're also talking to Peralta and Josh Hader. There is a scenario in which they sign all three, but that one remains the unlikeliest. One that remains most likely is Josh Hader. If they sign Josh Hader, it makes it more likely they get Blake Snell. So, it's really quite interesting. Just going to check, see if there's any extra rumblings. Nothing this morning. And it's international signing. The Yankees just signed a bunch of players as well. So let me go ahead and break this down for you. They signed Francisco Vilorio, outfielder of the Dominican Republic. Richard Maddock, third baseman, Dominican Republic. Dexter Peralta, shortstop out of the Dominican Republic. Kenny Pineda, catcher Venezuela. He is related to Michael Pineda. I do not know the relation. That's all I can say on that one. Alexander Amonte, right-hand pitcher, and the only pitcher they signed. Brome Martinez of the Dominican Republic. Angel Ventura, or Angel Ventura, however you pronounce it. Another outfielder, Dominican Republic. Edgar Jimenez, catcher, Dominican Republic. And Carlos Villarreal from Venezuela. So 2 catchers out of Venezuela, everybody else from Dominican Republic. It's interesting. The Yankees don't seem to be trying to add depth pitching-wise to the farm system, so it's a little weird, but at least they're adding depth. USA Today put that out, and a few other things. So, Yankees are adding more catchers, and I'm kind of confused exactly why. Now, on Valorio, he's a 6'2" right-hand hitting outfielder. Why the Yankees keep signing these right-hand hitters? He projects very well. They say tall at 6'2". That's not tall in baseball. Baseball's tall at 6'4" and up. He does project to be a middle order to the bat, but I don't know why the Yankees keep signing these right-handed hitters. We just saw Everson Pereira flop. That's more proof of that. Volt flop. Right-handed hitting prospects just don't really hit the Yankees outside of a few of them. Judge, of course, is one of those. But, yeah. The Yankees have added some guys, and it's going to be interesting to see how they all move through the system, but it does allow them to trade some of these top guys that have no spot with the Yankees, no future with the Yankees. A couple other updates. Chase Hampton and Spencer Jones will not be traded. The Yankees are adamant about this. They basically said it's not happening. So, It's gonna be very interesting to see how the rest of this offseason unfolds for the Yankees. Especially all this depth they're adding, allowing them to do some things. Again, when I'm going to go back to it with that Salvador Perez 2021 season. He has his 48 home run, 121 RBI season out of nowhere. He did play career high 161 games, but even in his next one, which is 150, he only has 17 home runs. It's not looking good for him. That might be an obvious steroid season. And his WAR, by the way, and I hate that rig stat, was 5.3, and no other season did he go over 4.1.
This is beyond rigged.
It's another one where the gap is too big to be normal. So
100% rigged.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. But I'm actually against Hector Neris. I don't think he can put up another season like that. I think his ERA will flop over 3 again. So, predicting AL East, where do I think the standings are right now? I have the Yankees winning it. It's right about 100 wins. I'm going to go 98 and 64 for the Yankees. 2, I do have the Orioles, but flopping down to 88 wins. So the Yankees win it going away a little bit. Third, I'm kind of conflicted because the Rays have traded their ace away. They've gotten worse. They traded 2 bats away that were big for them. I'm going to go Blue Jays. Blue Jays third. And I'm going to put the Jays winning about 85 games. And still kind of trying to figure things out. And then we'll have the Rays fourth. And I'm going to have the Rays finishing 80 and 82, actually. Just taking a drop. Because without Snell, without Rayleigh, without Margot, who was traded to the Dodgers, I think the offense shuts off and the pitching will be a lot worse. Even with McClanahan and the other one, I can't remember his name, but they have those 2 lefty aces, which aren't even aces. I think they could fall off a cliff. And for the Red Sox, they just finished with 72 wins, and I don't think they'll get much better. I'm going to put them at 73. And 89 losses. So that's the way I have the AL East shaping out right now. The Yankees have Blake Snell, that's over 100 wins. And by the way, that has to be with everything just going smoothly, not very many injuries, all of that. If there's some injuries, then that'll start to drop a little bit. And all of that. So, where do I think the Yankees go from here? I think they're going to sign a reliever. I do. Maybe 2. I'm still not sold on bringing back Wandy Peralta due to Victor Gonzalez. I think Victor Gonzalez takes his spot. I'm still thinking Snell and Hader is the move, to me. All of the rumblings about Josh Hader last several days don't make sense. They just don't make sense to me. The Blue Jays, Red Sox, and Mets being connected to Blake Snell, and we know that none of them are making that big of an acquisition. They proved it the way this offseason has gone. And they happen to be the same 3 teams Boris bluffed the Yankees with last offseason. What is going on with this? Blake Snell's free agency is playing out literally identically to Carlos Rodon's. And it is Rodon. It's not Rodon, it's Rodon. They have the same sound. It's making me laugh. And we also got a little more information on him, speaking of Blake Snell, that he wants $240 million over 8 years. Okay? He's not getting that. He won't get a $200 million. And my contact says Boris Corp already knows this, and they believe the Yankees are where he's going to end up. Boris Corp does. And they're trying to get the Yankees to come up to a certain point. Exact thing I tweeted out a few days ago. You can go check the tweet. I literally tweeted out my belief on it. And I'm going to go find the tweet. I should have this up before I did the live, but I'm doing it the hard way. Should just type in the search at the King Source Snell and just weed it down to those. And I'm going to do another thing as well that I firmly believe is the situation. People misunderstanding something as well here. But first I want to pull this up, and I want to read it the same way I put it on there. So where is this? Okay, my firm belief on Blake Snell, that's a question. Snell knows the Yankees were always adding 2 starting pitchers. He likes the Yankees' 5-year, $150 million offer and knows no other team will even approach it. He wants the Yankees to go up to like $168 million in 6 years, is what I'm saying, for signing. $168 million is my guess. And remember, with Carlos Rodon a year ago, he wanted at least 8 years and $240 million, and he settled at 6 years, $162 million. He came down. I think we're at the point where Blake Snell's going to start really coming down. Really coming down, okay? And people say, well, he's not an innings eater, but say Jordan Montgomery is. Well, have you stopped to think about this, okay? We compare their careers, inning pitched per start, and the career high in innings for a season. This was eye-popping when I actually did this research. You can go check this yourself. I'm trying to find out where I put the exact numbers. I want to get it right. I'm not seeing it here. Still, I'm going to try to make it a little easier. Nope. Because I tweeted it out a couple of days ago is all, where I showed the exact numbers we're talking about. Okay? I laugh at people calling Jordan Montgomery an innings eater, but Blake Snell not one. Here's why. Jordan Montgomery's career inning pitch per start is 5 1/3 inning. And his high in a season of inning pitch is 157 1/3. Blake Snell's career inning pitch per start is 5 2/3 innings. His high is 180. Gigantic gap. Blake Snell is more of an innings eater than Jordan Montgomery can ever hope to be. There's a reason the Yankees have never signed Montgomery. Okay? It's very interesting. And I just saw something on Marcus Stroman, by the way. See if I can pull it up. It was very interesting, and it points that Marcus Stroman is not the big pitching addition, okay? This one was very eye-catching. It said that Marcus Stroman, and here it is, according to Bob Klapisch, believed that Marcus Stroman took less money to join the Yankees as he met with GM Brian Cashman in Tampa Bay before the team pursued the right-hander. Marcus Stroman had a 4-year, $80 million offer. Another thing about it is the Yankees were not even going to talk to Marcus Stroman until Stroman went down to Tampa Bay and talked to Cashman in person and convinced Cashman that he's a good fit. That is not a pitcher that's going to be your big get. Okay? That is a pitcher that's going to be your number 2 get, that you're adding him with another starting pitcher. So the evidence is still mounting up that Blake Snell is the Yankees' target. So I'm still thinking Blake Snell and Hader will be the moves. Would a Wendy Peralta or Hector Neris surprise me? No, but I don't like it. Especially with Hector Neris, where he has this outlier season that doesn't fit the rest of his stat line. Now, Blake Snell, let's go ahead and look at his stats as well, because people like to make a lot of his 2 Cy Young seasons and then not doing anything outside them. Okay? It's not actually true. His rookie year, 3.54 ERA. That's still middle, high end of the rotation. That's still really good. Okay? Then he had a 4.04 ERA in 24 starts, and that's just kind of a sophomore slump. Then he bang, 1.89 ERA Cy Young year. And he went 180 innings and 2/3 innings. So it's actually 180 and 2/3 innings is his career high. It was a little bit off. The gap's even bigger there with Jordan Montgomery. And then another flop year. Then 3.24 ERA again. That's top rotation stuff. Then 4.2. Then 3.3 again. Top rotation stuff. Then pow, 2.25 ERA. And that 2.25, that's not an outlier. The 1.89 kind of is. But this is a good pitcher. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of his 8 years that he has put up top rotation stuff, including his rookie year and only 89 innings pitched. I do worry about only 2 seasons getting 180 innings pitched, but he's done it twice, so we know it's not an outlier. Strikeouts. If I can find it here. It's a little bit weird on him. Doesn't even show strikeouts there. What in the what? Okay, there it is. Over 200 twice. Over 170 two more times. So he's a high strikeout guy. He's going to give you strikeouts. I would sign him on the Yankees, but I'm not absolutely fine with him. I'm absolutely fine with the Yankees waiting until the price comes down. So Blake Snell, he's been a good pitcher pretty much his whole career. It hasn't mattered. Now, the flat-out ace stuff, okay, maybe not completely. But if you're getting under 3 ERA from him, then you've nailed the signing. Okay? So, getting down to it, bare bones, I don't like Hector Neris. I think that season is just a red flag. It screams at me, don't sign him. Okay? Been ringing in with Adam King, the King Source. Remember, subscribe to my channel, subscribe to MOI News. Like the videos, watch them all the way through. Helps everything out. Have a great day, everybody. Remember, the King Source, that's me, loves you.